What's the vibe been this week? I mean, it's hard to ignore the history making opportunity for this franchise. Just how have you handled that?
It's been fun. It's been, I think just like any other week for us, work week. Um, but we all know what's on the line. But I think for us going into this week is just building off, kind of what we did last week. That same way we approached last week, the same way we wanted to approach this week, and I think we have. And just, focusing on ourselves, not trying to do anything too much out of the ordinary. Just play our game, do what we do best, and see what happens Sunday.
Your personal focus these last few games. I mean, you go from rookie season to second year to third year, every year better. Just what's your personal level of focus? These last few games.
Yeah, I'm always focused. I would say every year, every week. That doesn't change for me. But like I said, I want to be consistent. I want to be obviously better each year, show growth. But I think it's more than just stats. Being a better teammate. More wins. Ever since I've been here, we've gotten more wins every year. So things like that really matter is what's important. At the end of the day, we're all here to win. We want to win the big thing. So that's the most important thing.
Do you feel like Denver was your game to get back to that consistency you just talked about?
Yeah, I guess you can say so. The two games before that, Saints and Chicago. I think Chicago was like an outlier. Nothing was really going for us, especially in that second half. But for me, it's my preparation doesn't change whether I have a great game, whether I don't. I'm gonna stick to what I do because that's kind of what I've been doing since I got here, even before I got here. So the work ethic never changes, and I know it works for me. So just gotta keep going, stay focused, and keep working.
You mentioned consistency a couple times. I just noticed, and this is bad. I mean, maybe if you're not noticing it before, but be consistent on the mirror. Can you just explain or tell me about the origins of that?
Yeah. We had we have a leadership group here, and Sean Pugh handed all of us out mirrors. We were talking about leadership, and gave us all a mirror and said you want to look at it every day and write something on it that can make you a better leader. Some leadership qualities, and that was just one thing that came to my mind. So I put it on, wrote it on, put it in my locker. Something that I can look at, every day, just to remind myself.
Why consistent? Why was that the word you chose?
I think, for me, well, especially in this league, is you're only as good as your last week, really. And, it's easy to do it maybe 1 or 2 weeks, 6 weeks, a year, but to do it year after year after year is what's hard. And for me, that's something that I, pride myself on, is not a guy that can only do it one time. I can, keep doing it year in and year out, and that's kind of been my goal.
When did we hand those out, by the way?
What's up?
How long ago was it? How long's it been hanging in your locker?
Since early in the year, yep.
You got Justin Jefferson out here. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, seeing him in your division, and one of your peers that's in one of the best in his position. So you still get fired up against those, taking on those challenges and want to show that I'm one of the best in the league as well.
Definitely. Yeah, he's, love watching this game. Like you said, one of the best in this game. Can run routes, super competitive. Something I really respect about him is he gives it all every time he's out there. But going against guys like that, it's almost like you want to see, who can have a better game. But, you're happy for all the guys that are balling. But it's always fun to even be on the sideline to watch him. When you get to watch, some of the best in the game, you can always learn a thing or two. So just to be able to, share the field with him, he scores, I want to score, type thing. So it's always fun to go against, good receivers in this league.
The mood in this locker room has been like not to look too far ahead, but just with how loyal the fan base has been, do you ever just allow yourself to be in a moment that you guys are on the verge of doing something very special?
It's a good question. I feel like for us, we're kind of in the moment. It's kind of hard to look too far ahead because you really don't want to do that, and to kind of be in the moment is hard too because we're actually, like you said, on the verge of doing something that hasn't been done in a long time. So to actually, realize that we're in it right now it's kind of crazy, but we feel like there's a lot of work left to be done as a team. And, this one game isn't going to define our season, but we know it's a big step for us to take forward if we do end up winning this game. But like I said, this is not the end of the season for us. We still got 3 games left, and then after that, hopefully, postseason. So we got a lot of work left, but yeah, it's nice to be, realizing that this is a special moment if we can capitalize.
Do you have a relationship with Justin Jefferson at all?
No, not really. No, I was with him in the Pro Bowl, but that's really about it.
Are you tight with any real big receivers across the league? Or?
Well, what do you consider big?
That's a good question.
Right.
It's subjective.
Exactly.
Do you have a relationship with Jordan Addison, or was he too young?
He came the year after I left, so little younger, but definitely looking forward to chopping it up with him. He went to USC, so anytime a USC receiver's on the other side, I gotta chop it up with him.
Is Sam the most unflappable podcast guest you've had so far?
One of, yep. But we had fun. It was a good time.
You took it all really well.
As a wide receiver, what are some of the things that Jared Goff, or that you value about Jared Goff that doesn't show up in a stat sheet, like his accuracy, ball placement, or even like his leadership abilities? What are some of those things that you value as a wide receiver?
Yeah, obviously I think you said it, early on. His accuracy, I think, is one of the best in this league. So he's accurate. I think he throws a catchable ball, and it's hard to explain as a receiver. Some quarterbacks, maybe you're running I'm wide open and they throw it really hard when obviously we're supposed to catch any ball that's coming our way, but maybe throwing it softer because he can in that situation, things like that I, as a receiver, that we really love, because we don't always have to throw it a million miles an hour. You can throw it softer, we're still going to catch it, and it makes it easier for us to run after catch with those type balls. So things like that, his ability to never get too high or too low in the game, whether it's going really well or not going well at all, he's always kind of even keel, which is something that I respect as a player, with all the emotions that are going through the game. I know there's so many things, but he's been killing it for us. We're glad to have him, and let's keep going.
Ben Johnson says everything he does pre-snap is very elite. Can you break down? I know he's been your only quarterback in the NFL, but can you break down what he does that's so elite?
Yeah, I mean, Ben throws a lot on his plate with plays and kills and checks and different plays at the line. But I think he does a great job preparing during the week with different looks. I mean, you never know what you're going to get when you're out there on the field, but I mean, he watches tape. We all watch tape, and so when we're out there on the field, I mean, he's getting all different type of looks and he's checking it. I mean, he might get it wrong once or twice during the week, but I think him getting it wrong there is what helps him during the game, because he's seen it already. So him and Ben do a great job of getting in different calls, and ultimately Jared does. He's the decision maker on the field, and he gets us in the right place for the most part. And I mean, he's seeing it out there. He's the head honcho out there, calling the shots, and we just execute for him. Thank you.
Thanks.